Hello friends, welcome back at way2testing.com. So in this tutorial we will discuss about the OOPS concept in Python. OOPS is a very important concept of every programming language like Python support, OOPS, Java support, C sharp. Same way, the basically OOPS concept means you are organizing your code in a manner or structured way so that you can reuse your code. Also in your framework when you will create automation framework or when you work any other development work, you will see that most of the tasks you are performing under the OOPS concept. Also, it is a good intro question that in your framework where you have used the OOPS concept. So let's start OOPS in the Python. So object-oriented programming is a programming approach that organizes code into the object and classes. Means now onwards we will do all things in the form of the classes and we will create the object and methods and we will perform the operation. Python fully supports OOPS, make programming more modular, usable, scalable, and maintainable. Why use OOPS concepts? Basically, the thing is that better organization approach means a professional code. It looks not any garbage code or random code not there. Reusability of the code, you can reuse your code, easy to maintain and update, real world problem modeling, and lot of things. So when we discuss about the OOPS, so there are basically few things comes into the mind. First in the encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, these all things. So before starting, we will learn about the classes and objects. So what is a class? So basically class is a blueprint or a place where we can create the objects and it have absolutely it will have the variables, it will have the functions or methods that we will call them or we will reuse them. Object is nothing, just an instance of a class. So let's see a real example so that we can be more clear. So to create a class, you just need to write a class. A Python interpreter will get to know that you are creating class with the name of a identity you will use. And suppose that you want to create a method like greet. Okay. And to create a method, greet, you first you need to tell your interpreter that you are creating a method. And we have already learned the self in the previous tutorial. And I want to print something like welcome as Python learning. Python learning. So whenever you want to access this method because it's inside a class, so what you need to do, you need to create an object. You can give any name. I will give name A. You can give any name to this one, and then you can, by using this object, you can call your method greet. So what will happen? Whatever written inside the method body greet, it will be printed out. Okay. So let me run this one. Okay. So now I'm running this one. So you can see your method has been printed out. So what actually happened here? Actually, you have created a class. There is a space has been resolved in your memory. Then a method has been created. Then you created an object. Object has been also taken a memory. And now by using of this object, you are calling the method. So this is simple the concept of the class and object. Now the concept comes about the constructor. What is the constructor? So constructor is nothing. Let's first see some definition of constructor. So constructor basically is a method and is a special constructor that runs automatically when object created. So let's see how you will create a constructor first of all. For example, you have created a method and you need to call this method by creating an object. Suppose that I will create a constructor. So how constructor will be created? Double underscore init, then double underscore. So now you have created a constructor. So you can see that I'm not calling any method. I will just run my code as it is. So what will happen? You can say your method has been executed. So what is the beauty of the constructor? The beauty of the constructor that in Java or in Java you will create the constructor by the class name. But here in Python you will create the constructor by using init keyword. Init word you can say by underscore followed by underscore. Okay. So you are not calling any method. As soon you have created the object, your constructor has been called. So this is the main benefit of calling the constructor. And constructor may have some values as well. Suppose that you can give some value, like you can say that I will give the value like name and age, and you will say that self dot name is equal to name and self dot age is equal to age. So welcome to the this one, and you can print the values, and I will print the values like this. that name, then again some space, and then I will say that age. Okay. So now you need to call this object. So you need to pass two parameters, two arguments. Like for example, I will give it name as way to testing, and then age will be the 10. So now I'm not calling any method or something. I have just created the object because object needs two parameters. So I pass two values. Now I will run this code. So let's see what will happen. You can say both value has been adopted. So this is the beauty of the constructor. You can create a constructor of any class, and that constructor will be called as soon as your object will be created. So this is the concept of the constructor. So it's all about this topic. So today please work on this one, create the constructor, place the object, method, classes. And tomorrow we will start a very important topic like encapsulation and inheritance. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.